Okay, the next gentleman who will present the life scenario is from Seattle. Lacey, Absolute Center, Diamond Master, Scott Kampen. Please welcome him.
Thank you, Jennifer. Wow, that was a great presentation. And there's some things that Liho that I want to share that with my life scenario, you're going to see a few things like we have some of the same goals. And so can't wait. But thank you everybody for giving me the opportunity to share my life scenario. I didn't find out I was going to be doing it until 8:30 this morning when I was having coffee, and Daniel messaged me and said, "You're doing it." Okay. So with that, I want to share my screen. And so I had done this life scenario a while back. Now I know, one of the things with the life scenario is we have the booklet. That's a tool for us to use. It's great. I don't do it that way because I can't even read my own handwriting. So then I thought, well, there's got to be another way. And so on our website, in our own Atomy, the My Office on our own website, in the Atomy store, we have a tool called the life scenario. It's there in electronic form, but it has some limitations. And so I took it upon myself to do my own life scenario in electronic form as well. So this is my presentation of my life scenario. And I know some of you have seen this already. So my very first life scenario was in front of 400 people back in November of 2019. Now, I had only been at that time really actively with Atomy for about 2 months, maybe 3 months at the most. And so I had never done a life scenario before. And there we were all up there at that seminar. And this person right here, Jennifer, Expand Your Comfort Zone Lim, came over to my table and threw the book in front of me and said, fill this out really quick. And I'm like, what is this? And she said, it's your life scenario. So I quickly filled it out, and in front of those 400 people, they ended up, I was one of the people to present the life scenario. So there I was. Now, interesting thing about this event was, this was my second success seminar. And as I was walking up onto the stage, I tripped and fell. A lot of you know this story. I tripped and fell, and I had the microphone in one hand, my life scenario in the other. And I was laying there face up, looking at the ceiling, thinking, I hope nobody saw that. The room was dead quiet. It was just dead silent. Everybody was in shock. So I got up, I threw my hands in the air, and I said, well, now that I have your attention, we can continue on. And so I continued on with my life scenario. And about a minute into it, I realized I had blood on my hand because I had cut my hand when I fell on the stage, but I didn't let anybody know. And I continued on with my life scenario. So it's because of Jennifer that I've done my life scenario. Thank you, Jennifer. Well, this is my life scenario. And I'm going to move that out of the screen. So this is my life scenario that I put in the form of electronic form, because this works for me. You can do your life scenario however it works for you, whether it's written out. And I think by writing it out, you get that ability to see your previous life scenarios, and then you're able to compare. With the electronic ones, it's a little bit, you gotta take them a little bit differently. But I had this goal for my business to sign up 30 new members by the end of 2021 and help 4 downline members become sales masters. And then I completed that. And then by the end of 2021, I wanted to become a diamond master. My wife and I, we ended up doing that in April. And then I made a comment to Mr. Daniel Lim that I wanted guidance on what it would take for me to open up my own center. And within 5 minutes, he already had it planned out and mapped out for me. And next thing you know, I opened up a center in April, actually opened up July 1st of this year. So that whole goal right there has been completed. And now I need to set some new goals for my business. And those will be my new mastership, different things I want to do with the business, things that I want to accomplish, and whether that's financial goals. So that'll be on my new life scenario that I'll be filling out here soon. So then one of my other life scenarios was a new truck. We're actually getting to that point of a new truck. I kind of changed it a little bit. I'm no longer getting a new truck. My wife won't let me. But one of the goals was to pay off my current truck, and I did that. And then pay off my wife's car. We did that. And then pay off the Camaro. We did that. And then pay off the minivan. So we got all the vehicles paid off. So now the only thing left is for me to buy a camper topper for the truck. I'm not going to buy a big class A, B, or C, whatever Daniel Lim is going to have motorhome. But I just want a camper truck to go on my existing truck. So I can have a place to sleep when my wife doesn't love me anymore. Oh, well, but other than the couch, but to be able to go camping and to go someplace and have some creature comforts when I'm out on the road. So that'd be fun. And so that's a goal that I'm working on. And then the next one is to pamper my wife, to let her go to the spa, to let her do her nails and get her hair done and relax. And actually, this percentage should be around 50% because she does this all the time. She yells at me when I spend $10 for a haircut, and I don't have much to cut, but boy, oh boy, there's nothing said when she spends $100 to get her hair primped. Oh boy. Oh well. Please, Daniel, don't send her this recording of this video. I don't want her to know. But then one of the things that I want to do is let her go to Australia. She's been talking about going to see her sister who lives in Sydney, Australia. She hasn't seen her sister in a few years. And so she's going to be planning a trip relatively soon to go to Australia. And then I'd like to be able to give her $3,000 spending cash so that she can enjoy herself there. Now, according to her, that's not enough, but she'll have to just tighten in the reins there. And so sometime in December or January, she's going to be going to Australia probably for about, 3 to 4 weeks. So that is around the corner. And then that new diamond ring, the diamond rings, they're never big enough. So she is not going to get that until I get that new topper for the truck. So it's a little compromise there, but we're working towards those things. The next thing is my parents, to help take care of my parents. I'd like to give them spending money every month, help them to pay for their utilities, and then definitely got to send flowers for random reasons to my mom other than her birthday and Mother's Day. And just to let her know I still think about her. She lives 2,000 miles away from me, and the phone calls once a week just don't cut it. So Gotta do some more things to take care of my mom, and then to take care of my dad, the same thing there. But I'm not going to send him flowers, but I do take him out to lunch and dinner at least 2 to 3 times a month. So we're working on that and continue to do things in order to take care of my parents as they're getting older. One of the things that I'd like to do here in the next few months is I'm going to be going to North Carolina to visit. I've got a Spanish group there, and I've just been working with them for the last year and a half or so, just through Zoom and through Instant Messenger. And they're really getting excited. They're doing some different things. They're buying products, they're becoming regular consumers, but there's a large group that they have of members and consumers that would like to learn more about Atomy. So I'm going to be going there here in March, and to be able to teach them and to host our own little mini one-day seminar right there for them. And then going to be traveling to Germany. That's been a lifetime goal for me to go to Germany, but now I've got even more reasons to go. Many years ago, I had done my family research and made it all the way back to the 1500s, found out all the different towns of where my ancestors were from in Germany. And so I'd like to go there and see that. The other thing too is I have some members that live in Germany and some partners that live in Germany. They're in the military, but they've been relocated to Germany. And so I'd really like to go and see them again and continue to work on that. And then my India team that I have is growing, and it's continuing to grow. And I've been working with them every day. And so by 2023, by the spring of 2023, I'd like to go to India. So that is, a goal of mine. So what's really interesting about the Atomy business is that it is a global business, right? Luckily for us in this day and age, we have tools like Zoom and just to be able to message with people and stay in contact with them. But, nothing beats actually meeting people in person, to really build that human relationship with people, that bond with them, and to be able to help people succeed. So I'm really looking forward to all of those visits to those different locations to meet my members and my partners. The next thing is education, right? So I'd like to learn some basic Spanish and obviously some basic German as well, and to maybe hire a tutor to help me with that. And, to be able to just have some basic conversations in the native language. So that to me would really help build a relationship. So as our groups continue to grow, and as we succeed in Atomy, we get the luxury of being able to travel. And so isn't it great that we're able to learn some new languages and to be able to learn about the cultures? And the same with that video that we watched at the beginning of the meeting tonight. It was just really, really neat to see the culture of Kyrgyzstan and that area and how beautiful that is. So I really look forward to watching that video again and then continuing to learn more. So, but obviously, I don't know if I'm going to have members in Kyrgyzstan. I mean, it's already a 13.5-hour time zone difference working with my team in India. And sometimes I got to meet them at 6 o'clock in the morning, my time, because that's when it's convenient for them. So as far as charity goes, I've got two charity categories. One is global volunteering. And really, the World Vision, my wife and I, we donate to World Vision every month, and we're going to continue to support more children as our financial income continues to increase. We need to be able to give back, right? We need to be able to just share what has been so given to us so freely and as a blessing to us, that all this financial money. It's one thing to have a lot of financial money coming in every month, but it's another thing to remember where we came from and where we started at, not having that money. And so now we're blessed to have it. So it's our responsibility to share it with the world. So we have some goals to continue to support children in World Vision. And then a goal that is near and dear to my heart, and one that is very near and dear to Lee Ho's, is the donation to, I've got a donation here to a group called For the Fallen. I lead a running club every Saturday morning, and twice a year our running club does some charity volunteer fundraisers. We do a 5K event, and this year this was on Veterans Day, our small group of about 100 people, we ended up raising at this event $1,900 for a group called For the Fallen. They're a military support organization, and they too provide prosthetic limbs to wounded veterans. And the limbs are not cheap. You know, a basic one, it will be just a couple $100, but a high impact limb that is capable of allowing a wounded veteran to become active again in sports and recreational activities. Those higher end, they're handmade, and they cost a lot more money. So one of the prosthetic limbs that's handmade for the veterans, the high impact ones, they can range anywhere up to like from $5,000 to $10,000. So it really costs a lot of money. And so a lot of veterans and a lot of amputee veterans don't have the luxury of being able to buy that. But this group called For the Fallen, they have a program for prosthetic limbs, support service animals, and also adaptive sports. So veterans who are wounded, who want to get back in the game, they will teach them how to, you know, become active participants despite their injuries. And so far, our small little running club, we've raised in 2 events, we've raised a little over $4,000, or right around $4,000. So we're on our way to making that $10,000 mark, and we're really hopeful that next year we'll be able to meet that. So the life scenario, when we're doing our life scenario, as we are checking things off as things that we've completed, we are able to then draw the lines to each of the dots along the life scenario, and we're able to see where we have room to work on, right? So obviously my life scenario is not fully balanced, but by having this visual representation, whether you're handwriting it out or whether you're doing it on the computer, it becomes tangible. It's now something that I can look at and I can say, you know, I really need to focus a little bit more in the category for my wife, or maybe travel, or the global volunteering, in order to get those categories to reach the outer circle of that life scenario. And so it really helps by taking the life scenario and doing it, that it really helps us to achieve our goals. So I hope that each and every one of you really takes the life scenario tool seriously, because it's what's going to help propel each of us towards success, whether that's towards our masterships or financial success, or just those personal things that really matter to each of us, right? And so we got to continue on with the life scenario and continue working it. So I'm so thankful for Jennifer Expand Your Comfort Zone Limb when she threw that life scenario at me and told me to fill it out, because it really helped me see that, you know, I need to take this seriously and I need to set clear goals for myself. So one of the things that I'd like to ask you is, do you know who this lady is? This is Morlock Atkinson, and she did this. In 2011, she tweeted, in 2016, I will be 22, graduated from a school I have not yet chosen, and going to the Olympics. So she said she was going to be 22 by 2016. So in 2011, that made her 17 years. She was still in high school. Well, in 2016, she tweeted 5 years ago. She says, it was 2016, or it's 2016. I graduate from Texas in December, and I'm going to the Olympics next week. So she completed all of the things that she put out there. And the key thing here is that you have to name it in order to claim it. You know, if we don't identify the goals that we have, and if we don't share them with others, it doesn't become real. We forget about the goals. They're not tangible. But if we write them out and if we put them out there to the world, then we have them. They're tangible. We can look at them. They help us hold ourselves accountable. And when we share them with others, other people can help us stay on track as well. So it's really good. Similar thing to like when I mentioned to Daniel that I just wanted advice on how to open a center. And before I knew it, I was a center manager. You know, if I wouldn't have verbalized it, it wouldn't have become a reality. And so you have to name it in order to claim it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the sky's the limit, then go there. Set achievable milestones to reach the larger goal, and one day your wheel of life will be running smoothly. Thank you for the opportunity to share my life scenario.
Wow. Oh, awesome, awesome. Right. Yes. Yeah. He's so right. You have to write it down visibly and tangibly, and then you need to announce. Otherwise, it's not going to come true. Don't be shy.